Hi everyone, I'm back again, and I've learned important things. Like, we do need to heavily tax the richest, because if you don't, you're in social and you like need to learn stuff. And also, beer is wrong because it's wrong. And oh, and by the way, you shouldn't do stuff with girls under 16 or something, or anything like unless you're part of a big party, like a friend of Bill Clinton, because that will, like, you don't have the political status, and I know that. And I like West there, and then a couple of guys came in that they in fact like broke me, like out, like, and instead they were proud of the Iraq War, I think, or it could be the Vietnam War, and later on I can see their blood, like there was like this huge pool of ketchup or something on the floor, and then all of a sudden I woke up again and I felt totally different. So then Magneto uses the fact that he tells Jean what she wants to hear, and her hatred for Xavier to join him, giving him a super strong mutant, and this adds even more tension, and it is believable that she would join him, as he tells her what she wants to hear, that she should indulge in her powers. And Captain Logan complains he should have completely rethought his whole philosophy, and maybe even have had a nervous breakdown and not come through with his plan because he lost his best friend and couldn't stop her, and should see she is insane. But Magneto is obsessed and doesn't let personal attachment get in the way of his ideas. And not only that, but Jean Grey killed Xavier not out of randomness, but because he suppressed her free will. Something Magneto can understand. It didn't seem random or insane, but like logical vengeance. And Magneto is completely desperate now there is a cure, which he thinks will wipe them all out. So later on, when she kills people he barely knows, he realizes he can't control her because she kills at random, including the mutants on their side, not out of motivation. That is why it shows to him more she's insane, even though he doesn't know them. So then Wolverine tries to get Jean Grey, and first fights some Magneto supporters, which is exciting and makes sense as Magneto would have many guards around his base, but is stopped by Magneto, who throws him away at attention, and it makes sense and is smart as Magneto prevents him from getting to Jean Grey, and it's believable as he can control Wolverine through his metal. Yes, this is all really awful. Hurting people is wrong. We should like be social. We should just educate the people. And cause them to be nice, because only democracy is a fair system. The majority, the group needs to decide that is fair. Even when this is manipulated for the media, that's just educating people, and it's it's like if the majority starts to like vote for anti-social things, like not a big constitution or something, or less government, then they don't understand the importance of the government who we can trust, making sure that nobody's unfair and making laws against horrible things like too big sodas in New York. So this was great, yeah. And I'm supposed to take these pills, the days are gonna make me happy. So yeah, this is gonna be nice, like this is gonna keep me happy. They say, like now I'm a nice person. So where are the I can't find pills. I guess it isn't a big deal if I don't take them. They probably don't find it that important. Yeah. And then Magneto's followers start to attack the cure facilities and threaten with terrorist action as long as the cure exists, which is believable, as for terrorist actions they go to try to threaten people, which is of course really evil. Or is it? Can it be okay to rebel against the government? No, and it's believable that for terrorist actions they could try to threaten them into no longer selling the cure, but so far that doesn't work, as they're very headstrong about it and loyal to giving it to mutants who want it. And Mystique gives them up, which is clever because it makes sense. She's angry Magneto bent her, and Filmmaster Random says she didn't know where Xavier was till he rescued her, but obviously he already told her of their base before she got captured. So then, shitmaster poop. Yeah, you know what? You know what we need? We no longer need any money or government. We need people to just do services for each other and exchange exact goods. And if we can't exchange goods, we just write down on a piece of paper what we owe them, and we all agree what paper to use together. And hold on, I've got a feeling something is calling to me. Something is. Hold on, I need to go on a journey. Hold on. Yeah, I'm back! I'm back, baby! I'm back to reviewing this film for you. Let's tear these reviews a new asshole. Yeah. And Magneto lures many soldiers away, having them surround the camp where one multiplier forms many people, which is really clever because it makes sense. A multiplier can look like many people and thereby get the soldiers to come because they think it's the whole army. And then Magneto wants to. Then Magneto wants to attack Verticum Labs to destroy the cure, and destroys a whole bridge, killing many innocent people together, which was logical, as metal bridges could be used to move and could allow an army to cross to the island. And the government decides to use the cure as weapon only on aggressive mutants, adding complexity. They can now fight back. They're now using the cure for good purposes, which makes sense, as the cure could weaken all mutants that are evil, and as it makes sense that they will make them all the evil. Which makes sense, as the cure could weaken all mutants that are evil, as it makes them lose all their strength. And it is smart, as it now. This is so cool, man. As it now shows intolerance only being aimed at those evil mutant fuckers. And then they manage to take out many mutants who fall in the most horrible way. By the way, if somebody ever wants to text you a lot or something, don't worry, that won't happen anymore. They hunt around, but the stronger ones destroys the weapons. The reinforcements are far away. Just as when we fought the Soviets in Ukraine. Once again and again, I don't have more. It's over. It's over. Everyone betrayed me. You do not understand anything about life, do you? You're lying. I was original. You're tearing me apart, Adam. Sorry, guys. I still love you. Hey, what are you doing? Let's just forget about it, okay? What a funny story. And it is believable that these specialized mutants could destroy even plastic weapons. But the X-Men come and stop him, which is immensely epic. You know, it's such a huge battle with so much at stake. All the freedom of choice of all of these mutants. You know, choice is important, you know? A woman needs to be allowed to decide over her own body. You know, if she doesn't want to be pregnant and... Oh my... I'm just gonna go ahead and put this away now. I hope this wears off quickly. I mean, I almost started saying crazy things. Yes. You know, they now have to fight the whole army and... Oh, the alcohol is still... They now have to fight a whole army and they defeat many of the mutants, which is believable as they are so well trained. But some mutants manage to get him, which is believable because there are lots of them. And then he has some mutants try to kill the cure creator, but Angel, his son, saves him, making it very satisfying and logical that the mutants who didn't want to be cured, but who are tolerant, don't want the cure creator to get hurt, especially his own son, as they accept other mutants' right to it. Good. But we all know the cure is wrong. We are the better race. Yes, I'm a mutant. I have the power of the deadly cunt. And in case you are wondering what it does, you don't want to know. Trust me. Oh, and Magneto would turn into a retard. Yeah, nice word use. And why don't you just go all the way and call him a nigger and a bitch and a redskin? I'm sorry, but I forgot that using the mentally handicapped as an insult would be okay. While racism and sexism is not. But using mental handicaps as insults? Oh, that's okay, sure. Yeah, I really appreciate that. But, and he complains Magneto didn't use the bridge to crush them. Maybe because it wouldn't be very precise. He might not kill the boy, and then he might get stuck on the rubble, and it will be tougher to get in. And he doesn't use Jean. Well, yeah, because she is his secret weapon and he holds her back so to not risk her, you know, so she doesn't get hit by the cure in the fire, which if she happened to get hit by one, because one could hit her by surprise, would severely weaken her as well and take her powers. And he criticizes the line in chess, the pawns go first, saying this is a war. Matthew, any great military strategists like Napoleon, Han Guangwu, Trajanus, Caesar, they will all tell you war is like chess. He just ends up using Jean too late. And by the way, he also recruited her while at that point thinking she might be controllable, while it turned out later on she might be tougher to control, because after he recruited her, she acted a lot more hostile, with almost hitting him with the cure. And he also didn't choose the flaming cars, as he needed to be within their range to do so, to be able to see them and aim it properly, and that is why he first wanted to destroy their guns, for which he would need a distraction. That is how battles work. You don't just send a strong cavalry to attack the enemy from the side. You first send your infantry to fight him. That's how Caesar defeated the Gauls. I think it was at the Battle of Alesia, I think that's what it was called, and where he faced with an army of 45 soldiers, 150,000 Gauls. He also didn't just have the cavalry go around them to attack them, because then they wouldn't be distracted, they would use the archers. He sent the infantry to fight them, had their archers weaken them, and then he sent the cavalry around the back. The similar strategy towards Alexander the Great used in the Battle of Gaugamela, as well as in the Battle of Issus. He did the same in both of those battles. That is what you have found soldiers for, like slaves, Belgians, Bulgarians, Belgians, Arabs and Turks, and Belgians, and of course, no, not Belgians, Canadians, because we Dutch aren't the only ones with annoying neighbors. Hey, that was a somewhat fresh joke. Okay, and this response isn't, but, there's your face. Yeah, take that. And Kitty helps the mutant boy escape, which she could do as she could quickly move through walls, so that makes sense and is smart, and the boy weakens Juggernaut, so that is smart, that they therefore could easily escape him, and then they take out Magneto by creating a distraction attack by having Wolverine jump in front of him and him stopping him with his medal, then Beast jumping behind him and hitting him with the cure, which is really clever as Magneto, when distracted by one warrior, could be hit by another. Then new soldiers attack Jean Grey, and she loses control again and starts to kill people, which is logical considering her instability, and Wolverine has to kill her, which is really dramatic and makes sense, as he had a really strong bond with her, and he therefore could calm her down. And Captain Logan complains it makes no sense his healing factor would counteract this, since Rogue almost killed him taking his powers in the first film, but there she could take all of his powers at once by controlling them, not by severely injuring him. He can recover from almost any injury, not from having his powers taken over, not from power control. And therefore he wasn't allowed to heal by Rogue, where here he can quickly heal. So Jean Grey can't destroy him because she can't control his powers, she can only destroy things. That's why he can kill her. So then Magneto and the mutants have been stopped. Mutants are accepted and have a free choice of whether to be a mutant or not. Wolverine, Iceman, Storm, Beast, Kitty and Rogue all live happily ever after, but the cure might not fully work, or work at all, because it seems Magneto has his powers back, meaning mutants might be forced to stay mutants, and evil people can still take over, creating tension and excitement. Yet this film also had its own satisfying ending, yet being somewhat open, therefore being an open, exciting ending, but still being very satisfying and all around a great wrap-up for the trilogy.